Okay, before we go, does anyone need to use the bathroom?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
You're sure you're sure?
Yep.
There are some things in life you can't trust.
Mommy?
Oh, come on.
And there are some things you can, like the HP Smart Tank printer. With up to 2 years of ink included and outstanding print quality, you can always rely on the HP Smart Tank. From HP, America's most trusted printer brand. Available at Best Buy.
Are you ready to move your career forward? Make your comeback with Purdue Global and get college credit for your work, school, life, or military experiences. With these credits, you may have already completed up to 75% of your undergraduate degree. You've worked hard to get where you are. It's time to get the recognition you deserve and earn a degree you'll be proud of. One that employers will trust and respect. When you take the next step in your life and career, make it count with Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback at purdueglobal.edu.
Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month we're talking about adventurers, women who refuse to be confined. They push the boundaries of where a woman could go and how she could get there. Today we're talking about the first woman to document a circumnavigation of the globe. She did so unofficially, as a stowaway aboard a ship on a scientific mission. Her story was wiped from the official record. Luckily, she had her own record. Please welcome Rose de Freycinet. Rose was born on September 29, 1794 in France, in a region southeast of Paris. Her mother was a teacher at a boarding school for young women. After Rose's father died, Rose shouldered a lot more responsibility as the oldest sibling of 3. When she was 19 years old, Rose married Louis-Claude de Freycinet, who was from an old aristocratic French family. Louis was a man of the sea, an excellent navigator and cartographer who'd already been on several expeditions. After Napoleon's final defeat in 1815, France sought to enhance national pride, partially through scientific exploration. Louis offered his services to the French government. What if he conducted oceanographic research while sailing around the entire globe? His proposal was approved, and in 1817 he took command of a ship named l'Irénée. Louis had asked his superiors if Rose could accompany him on his voyage. She was his wife, after all. But Louis-Claude was denied, so the young couple hatched a plan. Rose cut her hair, dressed as a sailor, and snuck onto the ship on the eve of its departure. Rose had a long trip ahead of her. The ship planned to visit Cape Town, Rio de Janeiro, New Holland, and the Pacific Islands. Louis had arranged for a private cabin to be built, so that Rose had her own space aboard a ship with 120 men. After the boat was out of French waters, Louis broke the news to his officers. His wife was with them. Soon, of course, the whole crew found out. Rose's presence became a source of contention. First of all, it was illegal. But perhaps more importantly, women were considered bad luck on the open water. The expedition's reputation was at risk. The crew pretended she wasn't there. They omitted Rose's name from official records and observations during the trip, and removed her from sketches of their lives on board. For 2.5 years, Rose mostly kept to herself below deck, where she taught herself guitar and wrote in her journal to ward off loneliness. She would address her passages to a friend from home, Caroline. One entry read, "Having far more spare time here than my husband has, I can chat with you at length. You told me that you wished to accompany me everywhere. I therefore have no choice but to bore you a little whenever I myself am not having much fun." But Rose also wrote of unexpected pleasures. A year into their travels, they reached Australia. Rose wrote of a time that she sat on the beach in Western Australia, shucking oysters. "Certainly those I have eaten in Paris, at a table in comfort, did not seem so good as those I ate seated on a rock, my glass and my plate on the sand." It is also clear from her journal that while she may not have been writing about the science aboard, she had a deep sense of curiosity. She wanted to see the world. Of her adventures, she later wrote, "Life is too short. I wanted to brighten it up as much as possible, and I shall never regret the decision. I now look back on my decision with a great deal of satisfaction. whereas had I acted differently, I would have nothing but regret. In early 1820, the ship suffered some damage from a storm off the coast of Chile. Louis decided to head for the Falkland Islands, where they could restock and have the boat repaired. But as they were pulling into the bay, they ran straight into a rock that wasn't marked on their charts. Rose's journal details how Louis guided the crew through this disaster by getting the ship to run aground on the beach, salvaging countless research documents and ensuring everyone made it off the ship alive. On the island, they made makeshift tents, rationed their supplies, and tried their best to live off the land. In the process, Louis became quite ill, and Rose wondered what would happen to her if he died. Eventually, he recovered, and an American whaling boat rescued the crew within 2 months. They all returned home to France in November of 1820. Louis had to appear before court for losing his ship, but he was exonerated, given that everyone made it out alive and the research wasn't lost. As for the fact that Rose had also been aboard, they decided to forget about it, and they did, for hundreds of years. Rose died during the cholera pandemic in 1832. Her story was only recently resurrected and the record corrected. All month, we're talking about adventurers. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
Unknown caller.
Hello?
Congratulations! You won an all-expense-paid vacation to the Caribbean.
No way. That's great.
Well, just collect a few personal details and you'll be on your way.
There are some things in life you can't trust.
Let's start with your social.
Yeah, right.
And there are some things you can, like the HP Smart Tank printer. With up to 2 years of ink included and outstanding print quality, you can always rely on the HP Smart Tank. From HP, America's most trusted printer brand. Available at Walmart.
How long was Neil Armstrong actually on the moon? When did Europe start speaking English? Did Marco Polo really go to China? CuriosityStream is the streaming service for all things history, plus science, wildlife, and more. What's the real story behind the Mona Lisa? We've got that. What caused the collapse of Rome? We know. Where did we find mankind's earliest ancestor? Come find out. From Egypt to Einstein, CuriosityStream is the place for history. With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find one for you at curiositystream.com.
There are some things in life you just can't trust, like a free couch on the side of the road, or the sushi rolls from your local gas station, or when your kids say they don't need the bathroom before the road trip. But there are some things in life you can trust, like the HP Smart Tank printer, with up to 2 years of ink included and outstanding print quality. You can rely on the HP Smart Tank printer from HP, America's most trusted printer brand.